Leave your comments on the Ask Reddit sub, and I'll read your answers on the next episode of LWIAR. What's your favorite poverty meal that you still eat regardless of where you are financially? Fried egg with rice. Also good is fried rice with egg. Uncle Roger approves. Good for breakfast, lunch or dinner. Also brunch, lunner and stinkfast. Also second breakfast, lunch, second lunch, and first dinner. What about 11Z's? I don't think he knows about 11Z's, Pip. Came from my broke butt recipe planner, thumbs up edit. You guys are amazing. Didn't expect a huge response and now I literally have a plethora of great cheat meals. Say. Okay, here are a few. Cut a circular hole in a piece of white bread. Put a little butter on both sides and drop it in a pan with an egg in the middle. Any canned soup becomes a heartier meal with some rice in it. Pasta is really good if you cook it up with a can of cream of mushroom soup and a can of tuna. Basically anything with rice, egg, bread, canned veggies, and even canned soups is cheap and filling as frick. For less than $5 you can have like a 4-day container of stew with rice. Some kind of soup flavoring. A veggie added, an egg. It's somewhat nutritious and can taste decent. If you want to splurge an extra $1, buy a soup like Amy's. They have a lot of veggie and lentil soups that at least feel less processed than some of the other brands, and you can stretch that out for a while. Also canned potatoes are less than $2 and they go a long way to make a meal heartier. If you want to go super cheap and put in the effort. A sack of potatoes is super versatile and can be the foundation for several meals. Cinnamon sugar toast. My son once called this poor man's churros. The name has stuck in our household. My 4-year-old and I eat this for breakfast on the weekends. She calls it toast with sprinkles, smiling face ETA. Thanks for my first ever award. Best cure for a sweet tooth. Reminds me of how my dad and I would hollow out strawberries and fill them with sugar when I was little. We called them sugar bombs. My dad would do this by rolling and pressing a navel orange on the counter, cutting a square hole in the center, and stuffing 2 to 3 sugar cubes in. Then we would squeeze it dry. Fresh squeezed orange juice. Soup boiled down with rice to bulk it up. This is a good one. Almost like a porridge or congee. When I'm sick I boil rice in chicken stock and just eat it that way. No soy sauce or anything else, so it's easy on my stomach. It's a really comforting thing to eat. I always make long grain parboiled rice that way. So much tastier. My mum taught me to do that. Kind of like a cheap risotto but more cooked. When I was at uni I lived off it with chopped hot dogs stirred into it. Surprised I didn't get scurvy now I think about it. All the limes in your drinks took care of that. Sleep. This is my favorite stress and depression food. Love it so much I have it every night. I hated those days when I was hungry and the only way to relieve the hunger was to force myself to sleep. Yeah, brew. My childhood had days like this. I'd wake up hearing my mom crying in her room because I was hungry and had to go to bed early since we had no food. Life is tough sometimes. Edit. Thanks for the silver kind stranger. Much appreciated. Damn, I feel like a piece of crap because I've never been in this situation. My parents weren't wealthy, weren't college educated and they worked 2 jobs. Usually retail, but we always had a packed fridge. I'm sorry you had this experience. I hope this doesn't happen to you anymore. Now I understand why school is important for so many kids. What a crappy situation we're in. I grew up with a single parent in the projects or Section 8 housing for most of my childhood. Life was hard, but as an adult it helped me appreciate the little things more. My wife and I are holding off on children until we are financially secured, so crap like I experienced never has to happen to us. I appreciate the kind words. Edit. Thanks so much for the silvers. Edit 2. Holy crap, my first gold. Much love homie. Edit 3. Virtual hugs during the COVID crap hit hard as frick. Good looks whoever you are. Folded hands, light skin tone. Toast with a fried egg for breakfast. Been eating that for probably 6 years now and still look forward to it every morning. My nan used to make me what she called egg in the bread. You take a slice of bread and butt it. Then use a glass tumbler to cut the center out. Put in the pan butter side down. Then crack your egg in the middle. Before you flip out a pat of butter in the pan and then fry the other side. It's really tasty. Also, you cannot be wasteful and fry the cutout center too. Fried bread is fancy man toast. Hello fellow egg and toast lover. Life feels incomplete without and nothing can replace it. Breakfast just doesn't feel like breakfast without fried eggs on toast, so good. Beans and rice. I prefer rice and beans, but I get it. I remember a big pot of beans living in the fridge. Hungry. Get some beans. Don't like what was for dinner. Get some beans. Upset stomach. Beans. That was 100% my grandmother growing up. Anytime you said you were hungry. Beans. If you were lucky there were cold biscuits left from breakfast. 2. Edit. In the southern US, biscuits are a heavenly baked good that's eaten sort of like a dinner roll but tastes a million times better. We call those little flat desserts cookies. They're also good, but biscuits are delicious. Edit 2. Since you guys are so fascinated by biscuits, my grandmother also made the other type of biscuits. Cookies. They were called tea cakes and they were amazing. I haven't seen them outside the southern US, so I think they're a regional thing. Peanut butter and sliced banana on toast. Now that I'm better off financially, I'll add real honey and ground cinnamon because I'm a fancy B-word now. Boogie as frick. Cinnamon toast, just bread, butter, cinnamon and sugar mixed together. Also, I love ramen. Edit. Thank you for my first award. Stranger Sparkling Heart really was not expecting this comment to blow up. Apparently y'all love your cinnamon toast and ramen, I mean instant noodles for all y'all nitpickers in the thread lol. Second edit. I've always referred to margarine as butter. So when I say butter, I mean margarine. Y'all really are nitpicking LMAO. I love cinnamon toast but I butt it. Sprinkle generously with cinnamon and sugar. Then stick that crap under the broiler till it forms a melted crust on top. Edit. As another Redditor pointed out, I meant to say until it caramelizes. Warm and crunchy and glorious. The bottom stays soft too so it's got multiple textures. Second edit. Broil it until the cinnamon, sugar and butter forms a nice crunchy crust. Does that make y'all nitpickers happy? LMFAO. The first time I made this for my kids I said, I'll make you some special toast from when I was a kid. 14 years later they still call it special toast. Kids, I love that you're so easy to please. Quesadillas. With hot sauce if there is any. Edit. I think a lot of people have different ideas of what a quesadilla is. My version is strictly a single tortilla with whatever cheese I have lying around. Usually dollar packs of singles. That means no meat, beans, lettuce, tomato, etc. And I definitely don't use a foreman to make mine. Just heating up the comal right now to make a quesadilla for lunch. Poverty meal. That's dinner where I come from. Wait. I felt this in my bones. Butter noodles. Yes, and if you were lucky to have parm and garlic, then you're eating good. Edit. Holy moly. Did not expect this to blow up. Wow. Thanks kind people of Reddit. Add black pepper and you've got cacio e pepe. Edit. Obviously it's not a truly accurate version. We're talking super budget meals here. Substitutions abound. Cool. Came here for this, but I prefer my butter noodles hot. Steamed white rice. Crack a raw egg in it while it's scorching hot. Stir aggressively and dash with soy sauce. If I have some roasted seaweed and that shiz. Super cheap breakfast but oh man is it filling. Delicious. Edit. Thanks for all the recommendations, everyone. Sesame oil, une, pickled plum, fury kake, rice seasoning, spam, and cabbage are all on my list of ingredients to mix and match. To answer this as it's getting asked quite a bit. I'm not Asian, I'm white. I do very much enjoy cooking, especially Southeast Asian dishes. If you have recipes you'd like to share for a frugal home cook who enjoys Shay Asian cooking, please do so. This has become one of my go-tos. Maybe a bit of fried garlic and or sesame seeds. Some chopped spring onions or chives. Basically whatever's in the fridge. Edit. Fried garlic, not roasted. Small children. Edit. Thanks for the gold, kind stranger. Same. I think that poverty meals are best because they involve ingenuity to make food both cheap and delicious. Yeah, definitely that, and not because I'm poor. Pancakes, cheap to make and filling, can be eaten with whatever is in your fridge. Whatever is in your fridge in pancakes and beef fat plus olives. Make the pancakes with a little cornmeal, less sugar, and a bigger pinch of salt. And that meal really doesn't sound half bad. Toast if you have butter or something to slap on top, even better. But a few pieces of toast usually satisfies my hunger for a decent amount of time. Sourdough bread butter chef's kiss. I'm the opposite, toast always makes me hungrier. Yeah, I feel like whenever I eat toast I get this ravenous hunger for more. For me it depends on the bread. White bread toast makes me hungry. And I'm not a big fan. A good whole grain wheat with seeds and whatnot. That hits the spot. Fried eggs with fried potatoes. This is not poverty meal. This a gold meal in Romania. Edit. Mulțumesc pentru primi. Also to the guy who argued with me on how to make fries potatoes. Frick you. The only meal Romanian dads knew how to cook when mom was away. Ukrainian too. My old man can't cook for crap, but I loved every time he made that. Grilled cheese sandwich. Edit. Added Ed to the grill. Grilled cheese is great pretending to be boogie food too. My brother and I used to go to the store together and splurge on fancy-ish cheese. I.e. still the pre-cut stuff in plastic in the dairy section. Not the high-end stuff in the deli section or the fancy cheese cooler. And see who could come up with the best combination of cheeses and bread from the bakery section. I think we settled on sourdough, smoked gouda, have our tea, and cream cheese. Don't forget to kick it up a notch with a can of tomato soup with about 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning mixed in. A fancy corporate event I went to had them displayed as crostini du fromage. That doesn't even make sense, it should be crostini au fromage. Stew. There could be anything in there but it's still delicious. Baby, you got a stew going. My grandma, who grew up during World War II, taught me that you can make soup from almost anything. At least once a week I just throw a bunch of scrap veggies, leftover meat, rice and whatever other random bits are left over from the week's meals into a pot with some stock. Boil it all together and bam! We save the bones from every meal that had animal protein in it. Then boil them to make bone broth. Super filling and nutritious. Then weaken the broth BC it keeps forever. If you're too lazy to cook you just dump a jar of broth, cup and a half of rice, bag or 2 of frozen veggies into a crock pot and walk away. Soup in 2 hours. Edit. Animal protein as opposed to plant protein. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's still plenty of meat on that bone. Now you take this home. Throw it in a pot. Add some broth. A potato. Baby, you've got a stew going. Ramen. I'll one-up that with Indomie specifically. If you haven't heard of it, you're missing out. It was so popular in Nigeria it practically replaced the world noodle. Despite Indomie being an Indonesian product, 11,688 kilometers away, I brought it to an international summer camp in Finland where all the delegates from other countries pretty much lapped up the serving tray like dogs. Edit. My highest voted comment is now about Indomie. The cult elders are pleased. EDIT2, wow. If I had an Amazon affiliate link for Indomie I'd be rich by now lol. Some Korean friends got me into Shin Ramen. That's my go-to brand now. Coming from a Korean family we eat these all the time. If you like the ramyun you should check out JJA Jingmyeon or brown noodles. It's different from the ramyun as it has no broth but it's easily one of my family's top 3 foods. If I can find the Amazon link to the instant brown noodle packages I'll make an edit, but it's a serious recommendation if you're a fan of Asian noodles. Hot dogs in baked beans. Beanie weenies. Thanks for watching LWIAR. The best of recent r/AskReddit submissions and comments. If you like this video, check out LWIAR too. And don't forget to like and subscribe.